You've seen the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast, the live-action remake of Aladdin, and most relevant, you've seen the live-action remake of The Lion King. Now, get ready for a live-action spin-off of a live-action remake, Mufasa, the Lion King. The prequel film which tells the story of Mufasa, the father of Simba, and how he became to be the king of Malaya. And if you're asking yourself how necessary this movie is, the answer is not necessary at all. And if you're wondering, have I ever found myself asking to see this specific story? Did I ever feel like something was missing while watching the original Lion King? The answer is no, but that doesn't mean the movie can't be good. No one asked for a Lego movie, only for the Lego movie to end up one of the most endearing modern animated films. No one asked for a Han Solo origin movie, yet I quite enjoyed what we got, in spite of the underwhelming box office results. So we can all agree this movie is a cash grab. The question is it worthy of our cash? In my estimation, it's quite good. Not particularly because the content of the story is surprising or moving, but because the execution is quite fun. Despite this movie being categorized as live action, we all know director Barry Jenkins didn't manage to capture footage of real life talking lions in their battle for power. Live action in this instance is essentially a fancy way of saying painstakingly realistic animation. How you feel about the animation in Mufasa will mirror how you felt about the animation in the 2019 Lion King remake. For me, I can't help but admire the photorealism of the animation, particularly in how the animators at Disney render water, which might as well be something out of a nature documentary. Animation is a powerful medium, one which can take dramatic emotions and showcase them in melodramatic ways. One which can take a fantastical story and make it feel even larger than life. Unfortunately, these strengths are lost here, but it's hard not to appreciate the craft that goes into making these shots so realistic. If anything does breathe life into the characters and world of the film, it's the wonderful voice cast assembled by director Barry Jenkins. The late James Earl Jones as the original Mufasa is iconic. So iconic that when they remade Lion King in 2019, his voice was the only role they couldn't recast. So while you're unlikely to walk away thinking Aaron Pierre is the definitive voice of the title character, he does a terrific job honoring the spirit of Mufasa while portraying him in a uniquely different point in his life. Mads Mikkelsen and Kelvin Harrison Jr. bring immense edge to the table as the antagonists of the film, while Seth Rogen and John Caney reprise their roles from the not really live action remake to deliver some laughs wrapped in a bouquet of heart. Most recently, Moana 2 drew a lot of criticism for its mediocre songs, which had a lot to do with the absence of Lin-Manuel Miranda's songwriting ability. Whether it's We Don't Talk About Bruno or How Far I'll Go, the guy has a knack for writing songs that not only elevate the story, but occasionally cross over into chart success. I doubt this movie will bear the cultural significance for any of the songs to cross over to the charts in any significant way, but the songs here are absolutely fantastic, and occasionally catchy enough that you'll instantly feel like this is the 5th time you've heard them, and you won't complain if you have to hear them 5 times more. And just like any good musical does, the songs here genuinely progress the characters, reveal motivation, and the movie will be far worse off without them. And if that sounds like a slight against Joker 2, then maybe you're on something. The original score melds pretty well with Lin-Manuel Miranda's songs, to the point where the lines between the two can become blurred. Director Barry Jenkins came onto the scene with quite a lot of promise. Moonlight is a masterpiece and one of the 40 films in my life I have given a perfect rating to. And to see him in a big budget studio, CGI driven landscape such as this, he feels a little out of his element. He himself made sure to say just as much in the lead up up to the film, indicating that he wouldn't want to work in a space such as this again. Doesn't exactly scream confidence, but okay. But within the inherently rigid, predefined constraints of the live action but not really live action rendition of this world, he manages to bring some creative directorial flair, with some inspired and immersive camera work, one which puts you in the perspective of the lines. The nighttime scenes in this movie look particularly great, and overall just bring a very cozy feel to the world. Perhaps I underestimated how much Jenkins would be able to elevate this material, because in spite of all its flaws and overall corporate driven feel, Mufasa the Lion King is still a solid time at the theater. Not because of the content of its story, but because of its execution. Not because you'll end this movie wishing you could spend another 3 hours with these characters, but specifically because it's a brilliantly paced movie which doesn't overstay its welcome. Not because anyone delivers the definitive version of their characters, but because they do an incredibly solid job, considering how ingrained in cinema history some of these characters are. I appreciate this far more than the Lion King or Aladdin remakes, because at the very least, this attempts to cover new ground and tell a fresh story, and does quite a solid job of doing so. And for that, I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for weekly movie and TV reviews. And if you've had the chance to watch Mufasa the Lion King, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm Cinemike, and I'll see you next time.